Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here today to respond to Kitty Scrapper, aka Nancy's video, YouTube video tag. She asked 7 questions and asked for a response from, her viewers, so I thought I'd share. Her first question was, why did you start your channel or start doing process videos? Well, I don't really do process videos. I think I've done one where I tried to channel Katie Scott and do a lot of talking while I was scrapbooking. Just didn't seem to work out for me so great because after a little bit I lost touch of what I was talking about. So um, the whole reason I started it is basically to share what I can do, especially with my stash. I feel like I've been scrapbooking a long time, probably close to 15 years now. And in that time, I've what I consider perfecting my craft. I wouldn't say I'm 100% perfect at it, but I'm pretty good at it. I like how my pages turn out, and so I think that's what matters most to me, is that I like how they turn out, my kids like how they turn out, my family likes how they turn out, and they tell stories that, at some point my kids, grandkids, great-grandchildren might like to look through and read the stories that go along with the pictures and enjoy the pretty touches that I've added. Anyway, so that's basically what I want to do, or why I started my channel, is to share. It says, what is your scrapping style and how has it changed, is the second question. I would consider myself semi-traditional, kind of linear in how I like things. It's really hard for me to do tilted photos on a layout, or I'm okay with more tilted embellishments, but it's the tilted photos that I have some issues with. I try and break out of that mold as often as I can, but I'm fairly linear. I don't like so much having everything matchy and you have everything real even and such. I do like a little bit of a few angles to my layouts, but not to any crazy degree. If you've looked back through my blog, you can see, and my blog is juliesjournaloflife.blogspot.com. Plus here on YouTube, I've done lots of video shares of layouts that I've done with previous kits that I've made up for my stash. And you can kind of see, I would say I'm fairly traditional. Not really getting into the whole mixed media thing, though I'm trying. I am. Not really. I bought some of the stuff, just haven't used it. So, what project have you been meaning to start for a while now? That's easy. I have a 4th grandchild now. She's a little over a year old, and for each of my other grandchildren when they were born, well, my 3 girls, my oldest grandson, he's 13, and well, he was a wedding gift, so I didn't get to make his baby album, or his first year album. But the other 3, the 3 younger girls, I've made them all a first year album. And I haven't made Ellie her first year album. I have it all boxed up in an iris case. I have all the paper, all the embellishments, the washi tape, the stamps, you name it, it's all together. I just have to sit down and make the pages. And I haven't got it done. So that's really what I want to concentrate on getting done by Christmas. What collection would you save from your burning craft room, new and old, or which collections do you wish you still had? Oh, this is so easy. I would do my best to save them all. And in case I didn't, I'd just go out and do my best to replace it all. Y'all, I'm a paper addict, a scrapbooking addict, an embellishment hoarder, a paper hoarder. I can't say that there's one designer that I like better than the other. I can't say that there's one brand that I like better than the other. I like them all. There's, I can always say that there's something from each individual company, each individual designer that I like. So yeah, I would do my best to save it all. But in the case that I didn't, I'd do my best to replace it all. Not just one specific one. Just saying. Question 5. What paper in your stash do you regret buying? All of it and none of it. Like I said, I'm a paper addict. Yeah, it's bad. I have enough paper to probably wallpaper my entire house from floor to ceiling. Probably ceilings and floors as well. And plus my 5 closest neighbors, possibly even my 6th neighbor. I have a lot of paper. Yeah, I have a lot of paper. So I kind of regret, when you see pretty paper and you just can't live without it, and you buy it and you get it home and you think, oh my gosh, what am I ever going to do with this paper? And it sits there and you don't use it and you don't use it and you don't use it. And then, like 5 years goes by and you're working on a project and you pull it out and you go, oh my God, this is the perfect paper for this project. I'm not really into the newest, the latest, the greatest. I'm okay with the old stuff. When I bought it, I liked it. I liked it for a reason. And so when I use it, I'm going to like it when I use it. And it's not going to matter when my kids and grandkids are looking at my albums at some point later in life. They're not going to say, oh, that paper was circa 1990. That paper was circa 2012. They're not going to care. They're just going to look at the pretty page, or the pretty pictures and the pretty papers and page embellishments around the photo and read the stories that are on them. It's how they make me feel, how I feel about the papers. They make me feel good. And so that's what matters most about it all. So regrets, a few, only in that I've bought so much. Yeah, that's it. Regrets? No, none. I know. Y'all are going to think I'm crazy. Question 6. Let's see. Where do you want to take your channel in the next year? Well, I really want to figure out how to make process videos where I don't have to talk all the time. So I'm trying to learn how to narrate them. And I downloaded Windows Movie Maker, I think. And so I got that downloaded. Then I figured out how to narrate a video, speed it up and narrate it, got that down. Now the whole uploading part of it, getting it uploaded to YouTube, for the life of me, I can't figure it out. It tells me that I have to cut it in half, or, because my video ended up being 24 minutes and it said I could only upload 15-minute segments. And so I'm like, okay, where do I cut it? And then how do I paste it once I get it back into YouTube? I am electronically challenged on this still, guys. I have Googled it. I have YouTubed it. I have looked everywhere. I think I probably need to find someone who can sit down with me and show me step by step so that I can make notes along the way. Oh, it's just horrible, y'all. I can't. Anyway, back to the question, what do I want to do with my channel? I just want to keep sharing what I do, sharing my scrapbook layout, sharing my whole process of putting kits together, playing with my stash, sharing those layouts when I make them, and just having a good time with it. I would love to say I want to be on a design team. I really don't care about that. I could say I want to be the best known scrapbooker out in the entire world. Yeah, I don't care. As long as I'm having a good time and enjoying what I'm doing, that's what matters the most to me. And as long as other people enjoy and are inspired by what I'm doing, that makes it all worth it. And so, question 7, who would you love to collaborate with on a scrapbooking YouTube challenge? Who wouldn't I love to scrapbook with? Here's the thing. I watch a ton of videos. I'm talking, I probably have maybe 50 people that I watch that are on my subscribe list. And I can honestly say I watch every single video. It may take me a couple of months, but I put them on my watch later list, and then I just hit play all, and so they stream through, and when I run out of time, I just, hit the stop button and then catch up again the next time. So the people that I really feel inspired by are those people who take bits and pieces of their stash, and it's not always the latest and the greatest, the newest, the hippest, the best. It's not always those products that I'm inspired to watch people create with. I'm inspired to watch people create with their older supplies, their older stash, because that's what I do. If I get something brand new, I love it. I love it, and I want to play with it immediately. And I love to watch those people who incorporate that new stuff with the older stuff. And so some of those people who are my favorites and I would love to collaborate with, Katie Scott. I'm sure you guys, her blog I think is called Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking. She's really chatty. She's really funny. I like to always have her on a video playing while I'm scrapbooking. She's my virtual scrap pal. Tuesday Hubbard. And I know she likes to create with newer stuff, and her finances have not been the best in the last little while, so it's really challenged her to dig deep into her stash and pull out some really old product and create with it. And it totally inspires me, and I'm looking at some of that stuff going, I have some of that. I could do that. Yeah, she does. She's kind of, but not really into that whole mixed media thing. And so I appreciate that because I'm kind of, but not really into it. The watercolors I love to play with. I don't own any gelatos. I do own some watercolors. And I bought some gel medium stuff. Still in the package. Hadn't used it at all. Just saying. I want to be a mixed media master. Don't think it's going to happen. Makin. She makes her own kits, and sometimes she makes them out of brand new product. Sometimes, when I first started watching her videos, most of the kits that she pulled out to use, she would do kit shares. I think she calls them kit love videos. Anyway, she would do these kit shares, and then she would come back at a later point and show you the layouts that she created and then what was left over. And that's really what I do a lot of on my blog too, or on my YouTube channel, is I do the kit shares, I do the layout shares, and then I do the out with the older, the killer kit videos, because those are what I love to see. And she does those, and I love her style. She typically does is inspired by sketches or taking classes from designers, and then working along with her supplies as she's taking those classes, and so getting lots of fabulous layouts done. Kitty Scrapper, of course, aka Nancy. I've just seen her in the last couple of months pull out some older supplies as well, and she's talking about it too, how she's kind of in that same boat that I am. She is realizing that it's not going to matter if you have the latest and the greatest, as long as you have your layouts done and in the albums where people can look at them and enjoy them. Most people, as a scrapbooker, I might look at somebody's album and go, oh yeah, I remember that paper from back in the day, but most people aren't going to do that. Swan, of course, she has put together several of her own kits, her scrap stash. I think she goes to that blog, Scrap Stash blog, maybe is what it's called. Anyway, and she's put several of her own kits together, and love watching, her process videos. She's so good at this stuff, and she's not one that necessarily piles on the embellishments, and she's fairly linear in her scrapbooking style. I wouldn't necessarily say traditional, but fairly linear, and I'm kind of drawn to that. So I really love her style, and I would love to collaborate with her. Of course, who wouldn't love to collaborate with Mercy Tiara, aka Tracy Banks? She just does fabulous. I learned how to layer from her. Watching her, I went all the way back to the very start of her videos when she started posting on YouTube, and I had a binge weekend or two, or maybe it was a week or two, and just watched video after video after video after video, and watched how she layered papers and built up her layouts and added all that texture and crumpled the edges of her paper and purposefully tore the edges or bent the edges or, and I'm like, that is so cool. Why didn't I ever think about that? And it doesn't hurt my feelings to try some of the things that she does. Even though she primarily uses the newest, the latest, the greatest product, she doesn't typically use older stash. I love her style. Love her style. Would love to collaborate with her. Nicole Jones, of course. Love her style. She is fairly linear as well. Not necessarily traditional because she does use quite a bit of mixed media, but there are some elements to her scrapbooking that I would consider traditional. But yeah, really drawn to her style, and I have learned a lot of different techniques. Come on, who hasn't started using twine? You wrap it around your finger and you lay it on your layout and you glue it down. Who hasn't done that now? I learned that from her. Oh my gosh. Best embellishment trick ever. Ever. Always adds just the right touch in just the right spot on the layout. Lisa Harris. She doesn't have a lot of followers on her blog, but she does, she creates stash kits as well. And so she'll share the kit that she's put together, then she'll come back and do a layout share of the ones that she's created. Really like that whole, like I said, I love that process of seeing people put kits of their own stash together in order to create layouts with. And then I love seeing the layouts and what's left over as far as product goes. Another one, Grace Tolman. I think Grace Tolman, she uses some older and some newer product. And her style is just spot on with mine. She likes to put a lot of photos on her layout, and I am so that way. The more photos I feel like I can get on, the better. The last probably 3 or 4 years, I've been doing the whole one photo thing. And I've just in the last couple of months, I've done several 2-page layouts, which she does quite a few of. And I've realized how much I miss doing that 2-page layout or even the 1-page with lots of photos on. So I feel like in the coming months, that will be happening more with me. I'll probably be reverting back to my roots and looking for those sketches that have the tons of photos on them because I love how that looks. Just love it. And I love her style. There's a lady, her YouTube channel is called Lisa E Designs. She creates her own sketches and she does things. She's a little into mixed media. She uses some older product. She uses some newer product. And I don't know what it is about her style, but I love watching it. She's another one that uses typically at least 2 photos on nearly every layout. I won't say all of her layouts because she has done some 1-photo layouts, but I like what she creates, and it seems like she's not heavy into embellishments, and her layouts are fairly linear, and I just like her style. And then the last one that I would love to collaborate with, she's brand new. She just started on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, and her name is Megan Fogarty. She lives up in Maine, of all places. I didn't even know they scrapbooked in Maine. Didn't know they knew what that meant. Sorry, just had to throw that in there. Anywho, so I caught a video, I think it was on Sarah Swan's, where did I see her? Where did I catch on to her? I know it had to do with Sarah Swan. I don't know if she mentioned her or if I just saw that she subscribed to her channel and I thought, oh, she's new. Let me pop over and look. And yeah, she took some supplies that I had a while ago and that I've dearly loved and used a lot in my stash until I've used those products up. She's had those same things and she's putting kits together with them now, and or even the leftovers of some of those products, and creating these fabulous layouts. She seems like her style is fairly linear, not too much matchy-matchy, but fairly linear. And I just like her style. She's not like embellishment crazy, but yeah, she takes what I think is going to be, how can you take just that little bit of stuff and make a layout with it, you know, because I am kind of embellishment heavy when it comes to scrapbooking, but she does such a beautiful job. And I have just been amazed by the videos that she has created. So I would love to collaborate with her, or anybody else really that has the urge to scrapbook and would love to do a collaboration. I'm game. I'm all about it. I love to scrapbook. Being with my job and my lifestyle, you know, I don't always have time. Right now, work life is crazy. And so, yeah. Don't know if I'll have the opportunity to scrapbook in the next week or so, but I'm going to sure give it a shot. Anyway, thanks, Kitty, for posting this video tag and allowing us all to respond and have such fun with these questions. And yeah, it's great to meet everybody. Hi. I'm glad I finally am able to put my face out there, because the only way you guys typically ever see it is in the photos that I scrapbook of myself, which are few and far between. So it's good to see everybody. It's great to put faces with names, and so I've been loving seeing everybody's face as they've told their stories and answered these questions. Anyway, so I'll see you again another time. Bye.